Sasa is situated below Mount Meron, 3 kilometers from the Lebanese border. There for more than 20 years, a unique educational program has been successfully operating, the Anna Frank Project, which absorbs city children from broken families and socially non-adjusted parents that arrive at the age of 12. After a very intensive absorption year, these children join those of the kibbutz at a collective bar mitzvah celebration, and from then on are one of them, doing matriculation and military service together. Moshe, tell us about your daily schedule here in kibbutz Sasa, which is different from the one you are used to. We start the day being woken up by one of our counselors at 5:45 in the morning. We get up and make our beds and brush our teeth. Then we come here for a hot drink, and at 6:30 we have our first lesson up to 7:10. From 7:10 to 7:30 we do morning cleaning. At 7:30 we eat breakfast up to 8. Then we have another lesson up to 8:45. Then we have a third lesson up to 9:30. At 9:30 we have mid-morning break with fruit and a hot drink up to 10. From 10 to 11:15 we have another lesson. From 11:15 up to 11:30, another lesson. At 11:30 we eat lunch up to 12 o'clock. Then we return to the classroom until 1:45. Then we do noon cleaning up to 2 o'clock. And from 2 to 3 we all have showers. At 3 we do our homework up to 4:30. And at 5 o'clock we go to visit our foster families up to 6:30. At 6:30 we meet in the dining room and eat supper up to 7 o'clock. From 7 to 8 we play with a counselor. At 8 we have special activities like talking, cinema, games, folk dancing, and so on. At 9 we go to bed. At 9:30 there is lights out. Avi, tell us about your work here in the kibbutz, and in what way is it different to what you used to do? At home I did nothing at all. I only used to play with my friends. When I arrived here in Sasa and started working, it was completely new to me. I didn't know how to clean up. After a while, I learned and I got used to it and started to work like everybody else does. Merav, please tell us about your first meeting with your foster family. When I came in, I sat down and didn't say a word. They offered me sweets and everything that was on the table. There was a big cream cake on the table, and I very much wanted some. But I was shy, so my foster mother told me that I should feel at home and help myself. Dani, please tell us something about your work. At the beginning, when I first came to kibbutz Sasa, I was not used to doing anything. I did nothing at home. When I arrived here, I said okay, but don't know how. And all the time I tried to get by without doing anything. I didn't take the bedding out. I didn't clean the hall windows or the bathrooms, and I really tried to get away with doing nothing at all. Yehuda, please tell us about your foster family. At the beginning, I didn't understand the whole idea of a foster family, and I was very tense as I didn't know to whom I would go. At the end, they told me that I was going to go to the English teacher. Good. I was very happy, and I went to see them. I was the last one to come in, and she started to ask me questions. She asked me if there was anything that I wanted. It's not that I felt shy, but I didn't want anything. They tried to make me feel at ease, and I played with the children. Lior, please tell us about your foster family. When they told me that my foster family was Jacob's, our counselor, who is with us now, I felt more self-confidence than the others in the group. I came into Jacob's home with a cake, so my foster mother laughed and said I should come every day. Because of the cake. Yes, because of the cake. Then after a while, my foster mother didn't know what to do with me, whether to make me eat or to do as I want. At the end, she decided to let me do what I want. These children have been with us for 6 months and are in the 7th grade. Our education method at the Anna Frank project is to absorb these children at the age of 12, keep them for a year under special care, and at the end of the absorption year, to join the children of the kibbutz. During this first year, the children receive special attention for 24 hours a day with a team of house mothers, teachers, counselors, and foster families. As I mentioned, at the end of this year, the group joins the kibbutz children of the same age, and from the 8th grade up to the last grade, the 12th, they live together, work together, and play together, becoming kibbutz children. At the end of the 12th grade, they all do their matriculation exams and go together to the army, and return to the kibbutz and become members. Perhaps you could tell us about the children's background. These children come from very hard circumstances, most of them from broken homes. Part of them didn't even grow up at home, but were shunted since birth from institution to institution. Perhaps you can tell us about any specific cases. Yes, we have a case of a boy and his 5 brothers. After their parents' divorce, they were dispersed among different families. He and his little brother were with a family where they were beaten and locked up in the basement during the night, without food. He managed to break out of there with his little brother. This he did at the age of 9. Then he managed to get to the youth village in Carmiel, and from there he finally came to us. We have a boy whose father is a chronic alcoholic, and breaks into his home, and beats the mother, and smashes everything he can lay his hands on. Until today, the police have forbidden this father entry into his own home. But of course the whole family lives in fear of him. We have cases even more difficult. A girl whose father is serving a life sentence in prison. Her mother lives on the streets. She has practically no home at all. For all these children, this kibbutz is the only home they have. The Anna Frank Educational Project was founded in 1960 by Willy Tchornitsky. In the meantime, more than 500 boys and girls were absorbed. Many of these have returned to the kibbutz after completing their military service and made kibbutz SaaSא their home. So you see, children, when I arrived here 12 years ago, I also came to the Anna Frank home, where you are today, and Rina, who is with us, your educator, and Yael, your counselor, received me then. We had the same absorption year passing the Anna Frank home, and when we finished, we went to the army, returned from the army, and became kibbutz members. And here I am today, being your counselor. I too returned this way to the Anna Frank home. These children may be the last 12-year-olds to come to the Anna Frank Educational Project. Due to lack of funds, this project may have to come to an end, And for many boys and girls, there will be no chance to escape their tragic circumstances of birth and make a decent life for themselves.